car is that?
I don't know.
You know,
Oh wait, that must
get
have
someone to.
that must have been Forehead because he was delayed getting the gun. Is that an accurate read or no?
No.
Okay.
I like that officer's hair. She's rocking that pink hair.
Hey, y'all motherfuckers good, bro? What y'all doing back there?
Oh,
Making
real.
out and shit, man? Hurry the fuck up.
Do you want me to check in on them?
Yeah, go check in
Okay,
on
all right.
them. Tell them to hurry the fuck up.
Give me my slip.
Oh, hey, guys, your friends are
I fucking hate
angry.
this place.
Oh, we're going.
No, man, no. I've actually had enough of this shit, guys.
No, what happened? What happened?
He's in the back, and he came to me and he said, "Listen, you are a fat, useless bum, but you're still my dog." How in any way is that a compliment, mommy? He
Hold
said,
up.
"I'm a useless,
Hold
fat
up.
bum." That's what he said.
Sir, did Forehead give you that gun?
No, this is my gun. I
Okay.
can use this gun when I want to use this gun, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did give him that gun. I did.
Negative,
Yeah.
negative.
Okay.
No, it's my gun. I own this gun.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
know.
Okay. All right.
He
Just
told you could take
It's my
that.
I
gun.
think they're gonna get
You know,
it was originally it was only the red one. On
I'm
the
really glad y'all having this little heartfelt moment. But they still got a gun in my hand, man. I'm trying to go home. I ain't
yeah.
gonna
No,
lie.
we know you want to go home.
Are you guys ready?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
we're ready.
Yes.
I don't want to be that guy, but
Okay, we're all ready. Let's do King and Primary. We'll
Call me
do Rose
Rod as
Secondary. We'll have Charlie and Tertiary. I will stay back with the hostage. And Emily, I don't know if you came with Charlie, but you can do parallel if you are alone.
Okay.
Is everyone accounted for? Gorgeous. Okay. Once everyone's loaded up, I'll tell them to come out.
you gotta pick and choose your battles, you know.
Everyone channel 1?
Yep.
Ape burn.
Okay. Yep. Everyone load up, please. Alright, I'm gonna have them come out. Alright, you guys, hostage to I'm gonna have the hostage come out with me to the right. Once the hostage is with you guys are free to go. Okay, let's go. Alright, they're coming out. They're getting in the car. Primary is gonna be the driver. Primary suspect is gonna be the driver.
Active 80 with a black fugitive eastbound Route 68 passing the Animal Arc. Traffic light, weather clear, speeds 90. Continuing eastbound 68 passing Harmony. Still eastbound 68. Continuing eastbound towards the Sonora Freeway turnoff. Moderate traffic, right southbound Sonora Freeway. Oh.
Are you? Where's your share? Fine.
Continuing southbound Sonora Freeway, passing the Hell Awaits billboard. Let me tell you, that bitch been waiting for a long time. I done seen that thing for years.
Really?
Yeah, that billboard's been there for a long time.
The passengers just threw something out on the right side of the car. I'm not, or they're just putting the middle finger up. I'm not sure.
I didn't see anything get thrown, but I feel like I rarely
What
ever
did
do.
you just
We're
do?
still southbound. They're slowing about 120. merging opposing lanes
God.
and taking the casino turnoff. Full sending southbound, merging Vinewood Park Drive towards the casino. Continuing south, taking the off-road slip towards Bridge. May potentially go for the Del Perro jump. May need someone down there.
Still southbound. So we're going into the train area. Intercept's going to be Little Bighorn Avenue.
Oh, I'm gonna try to get out. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I was walking the whole thing.
Yeah, they're going to be exiting onto Little Bighorn. They got a little bit of distance on me. I'm still south of Little Bighorn, coming up on Mission Road PD.
390 secondary, continuing southbound, Little Bighorn, right westbound, Adams Apple. I think they're going to turn to the brick building. DCB.
They are. Back out Adams Apple, westbound. Still west, Adams Apple. Crossing over Crossing ammunition, still west. Left, southbound power.
I can drive.
Expand Innocence Boulevard. So the tow yard, crossing Alta. Under La Puerta, merging north on Innocence towards Calais. And northbound Calais.
235 secondary. Right, eastbound Vespucci Boulevard. Into the white garage right next to San Andreas. We're coming out on San Andreas. Going across on Ginger Street, now off-road towards Del Perro Freeway.
I'm going to go Palomino.
Turn. They're going westbound. We're alongside the Palomino slip. We're jumping onto the exit for Palomino Ave,
I'm
southbound.
here. I predicted.
Left,
Nice.
eastbound San Andreas.
390 secondary, continuing eastbound San Andreas, passing Senior Buns. Staying lower, continuing eastbound. Right, southbound Elgin. We're continuing southbound Elgin, approaching Innocence. Left eastbound Innocence Boulevard. Passing CMC, left northbound Davis, speeds 90. Right eastbound into the Saints, but now ADMC alleyways. Right southbound towards Elgin, or correction, Innocence. Right westbound Innocence Boulevard. Right northbound back into the alleyways. And they are exiting to the east and continuing eastbound Innocence. Crossing Roy Low and full sending east towards Popular. Careful as you guys approach the little bump in the road. You'll go flying left. Northeast. Fudge, VCB.
Onto Rancho, northbound turn.
I did not expect that to be solid. Holy fuck.
Left westbound, then taking a slip down to the
We didn't get more
Freeway.
repair kits. Fuck.
Right northbound, staying in the alleyway area. We might take it to Palomino, to
Palomino
Rancho, maybe.
Let's not smoke.
Turning towards it, never mind. We're turning into the canals, westbound direction.
243 secondary, continuing westbound canals.
We're good.
We'll be approaching and going underneath Power Street. Not Power, Popular. So continuing west. He goes across 150 Snowmobile. Really Washington Canal southbound towards Innocence. He was going off-road onto Dutch London. Continuing southbound Dutch London. Right westbound to the alley by the Bahia. Right northbound to Carson, continuing northbound
No.
Carson.
Go, I've got to get it. Yeah, go for it. The gate's open. I'm going to.
We're back in the canals. in a little big horn sides.
Yes, 77.
We have
Negative.
sufficient units.
MVCV. Oh, they're going up on Little Bighorn. We're right next to Capitol Boulevard. Going left, heading towards Strawberry. Right, northbound Strawberry. Going into the alleyway to the repair shop behind the VU. Out on Olympic Freeway in the oncoming lane of travel. Going westbound. Taking a La Porta exit. Northbound La Porta Freeway. Be right next to the Cali construction. Back on proper lanes. Continuing northbound, passing the red garage. Taking the jump to San Andreas, it's just 1050. He left westbound San Andreas. Pass me, please.
Continue westbound San Andreas, left southbound off-road, past the entrance to the subway, coming back out to Calais, southbound direction. Crossing Vespucci. Still south Calais, braking, left eastbound Adam Zappo. Right, southbound Alta. Left eastbound Carson.
Break, be advised, RO of a light blue, like Porsche-looking SUV, Andino Vidal, I believe typically runs interference. I just saw that in the general area of the pursuit.
Copy that. Northbound Strawberry with the target vehicle. Crossing Vespucci. Braking hard. Left westbound San Andreas. Right northbound Elgin. Right. Go. Probably going to get blocked here. Someone go around to Strawberry. They're going to go down the step out to Strawberry. No block. Northbound Strawberry Ave. Then right eastbound towards Center Street. Correction, Little Bighorn. Right southbound Little Bighorn. Right, westbound into the alleyway, leftbound through the brick garage, out to Adams Apple, westbound turn. Continue westbound Adams Apple. Crossing Strawberry, still westbound Adams Apple. Passing Ammunition. Crossing Power. Left southbound Alta. Right westbound off-road towards Lower La Puerta. We're getting blocked by fences. They're out on Lower La Puerta, southbound direction. Taking the off-road slip up to Innocence Boulevard. Oh, they're bumping. Back onto Lower La Puerta, still south.
73 second continue southbound Lower La Porta. So there's a trouble. Traffic is heavy, slow continuing towards the lanes. Because correct lane of travel taking an exit for Dutch London. Left eastbound disregard continuing off-road to Greenwich Parkway. Reaching southbound Greenwich Parkway.
What did you just do?
Old people is continuing south. Past the garage, gonna be heading into the airport, eastbound. Into the first gate, continuing east.
I'm not sure what their plan is now. Oh, they're jumping back down. Oh, fuck! I fucked it. They're going off-road to Greenwich Parkway. BCB, we're all fucked! Nah! They're onto Greenwich Parkway, westbound direction. They're probably going to merge north if anybody can get around. But we're all kind of stuck on some fences.
You think they'll end up Dutch
There you
London?
go. Sorry, I didn't hear.
Greenwich Parkway west. Probably going to go, they'll probably go north Greenwich or maybe on Autopia Parkway, I'm not sure. Or they might be tucked somewhere, I don't know.
I'm gonna stick with it now just in case they like go down there from Autopia to Greenwich.
I've got nothing north on Greenwich. They might be tucked. They could have gone east onto Autopia, potentially.
I was on Autopia. I pushed from the off-road path all the way towards Greenwich. I didn't see anything. I think they're more likely to be tucked in A bush, alternatively, a do you know that structure as you're on Greenwich about to make the bend? There's a building to the left or the salvage yard. I'm gonna clear both of those. Stand by.
I'll check. I'm right next to it.
Hey, firm. If you clear the salvage yard, I'll clear the structure.
245 will stick around the airport area.
They could have also ramped up to the freeway.
Yeah, true.
The structure I was referring to is clear.
Scrap yard is clear.
I'm being griefed by locals. Too thick. The only other possible thing I can think of is they did go exceptionalists and are hiding along like the coast portion. The only thing I could possibly think of. You actually make this? Oh, sick. Is there a vehicle up there? No. Looked like it from a distance.
I'm gonna go to like the old Taylor docks. Over there.
Hmm, 390 is clearing the outskirts, like outside of the fence of the airport.
Two five is code 6 along Velocity and Carson.
The render distance of these fences is so strange. Like appearing as I go.
Old tuner docks are code 4.
There we go. Everybody got it back into auto. Look, they end there.
Responding to the latest
253 might have eyes, visual on the view. I think it's west on McDonald.
Black Fugitive, RO Mingjing Tai.
Yeah, should be fine.
Disregarded. It's a different vehicle.
Smash 215. I just had a call from Damien Tinkerman. He said he's in a stolen aircraft. I'm gonna go and check ATC. Let me know if you guys need me at the 24/7.
He also posted 911, just heads up.
Do you want me to bring everyone back?
Potentially. I'll have a look at ATC first. I might get you to go and chase him, Crystal.
Oh, definitely.
Just a heads up, the latest 1090 is located all the way in Toledo. 663 is 1023.
I don't know if I've ever heard an officer say 1023.
Yeah, I always say it, dude. Like, I'm like the odd one out.
I say 23 all the time. Or do you just mean like 1023?
Yeah, 1023.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, weird.
God, you're so formal, Bruno. Loosen up. Actually, don't. You're a cadet. Never mind.
In
Ignore that.
in fact, I may get confused if somebody ever says 1052 or 1047 as opposed to 52s and 47.
They're active 38.
Also true. We almost died.
What's that?
Chat, you know who I would love to see back?
There was a scumbag hiding in the back of the store. He's getting into the car.
Dante.
What store?
24/7 up at Sonora Freeway by the Rocket.
I miss Wolfie.
We're taking off westbound Sonora Freeway. He's in a gray in color. I don't know what this is. It's a four-door car. It's continuing westbound Gresham Highway. So one time's occupied. It has a Chaos Legion cut. It was masked up with a gray cap, reversed. Continuing westbound Gresham Highway.
Be advised, yesterday in shift 1, Chaos Legion did shoot at Jack Voss in the parking lot of RPD. I haven't really seen them around today, but let's proceed with caution.
Okay, we're doing a U-turn. We're coming back towards Gresham Highway, merging west. Left southbound into the chicken factory compound thing.
Thank you for gifting that sub to Minion.
253.
So hi, Minion. Hope
We're
you're doing well.
We're going behind the chicken factory, by the train tracks. Not going into the train tracks. Now merging back northbound. Left westbound towards Gresham Highway. Passing by the front of the chicken factory. Passing by the gun store.
Sorry, I was in
the
a call.
Polito gun
I'll be
store.
right there. Hold on.
Passing by the sheriff's office, continuing westbound Gresham Highway. Approaching the lumber mill. Past lumber mill, slowing. There's a lot of traffic turning into the lumber mill, actually. We're on the Mount Chiliad Tourist Trail.
Go, Sandy.
We're going up towards the lumber. I think this one goes to the lumber. Oh, never mind. We're going up the mountain, potentially towards the wooden bridge. We're going fully off-road. Yep, we're heading towards the trail with the wooden bridge.
Watch clip in Discord, please.
We're approaching
I
the
typically
tunnel,
don't watch
actually.
clips
We're entering
midstream.
the tunnel.
What did you just do?
It looks like he's on the phone. We're still going through the tunnel.
Ow!
What was
We're
that?
exiting on the wooden bridge.
What was
heading
that
towards
for?
Cassie
So
Trail.
sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Any units want to parallel towards either Stab City or Graveseed area?
I'm coming Stab City right now.
Copy that. He's continuing. Yeah, he's turning towards you, Charlie. He's going towards Stab City. We are drifting
But
off-road.
Pen, thank you
The
for the
description
tier
of
one.
the
I hope you
vehicle
enjoy your
again,
elephant emotes.
He's coming towards you. He's heading towards the bridge.
A description of the vehicle, please.
Oh, sorry. It's a green color four-door. I
Alright.
forgot what the name of it is. The model. Oh, he turned off-road westbound. He's parallel to
The river.
It's parallel to Cassidy. We're on Cassidy Trail westbound.
Exchange.
Oh. Yeah, we need to break off for that potentially. Have enough units to respond to that?
390, 10-7.
Yeah, we're gonna break off for the 24/7.
Who said I was gonna lose anything?
246 traffic, 76 Cast Exchange.
Breaking off for the go.
Radio check.
And 2.
Yeah.
There are indeed rogue aircraft out there, but I think the cash exchange is more important. Do we have officers at that, or where are we at currently?
We did have units breaking off a pursuit and responding to that, from my understanding.
Alright, copy. Be advised, that plane that is being operated is being flown by Damien Tinkerman and Arthur Lionart.
Ignore shots at MRPD. I'm comparing casings.
Okay, don't shoot me.
I won't.
There's a black and color or gray and color tailgater parked out front. I'm gonna make contact.
With no ammo. Y'all, I have to compare casings, but I ain't got ammo for this makeshift 1911. What I'm supposed to do?
Actually, I might have a locker with you if you want to take like a round of it.
A-firm, that's all I would need.
Let me double check. Check incident 10-307.
Thank you.
So 10307. You got it, Rhodes?
I'm checking now. Wait, I would also need a magazine.
Did you check the gun if it has one?
D5D 23 Cast Exchange.
I'm gonna reach out to the marshals. Hello.
Hey, Rhodes, it's Harper. Did you manage to find the magazine for it?
I didn't, but I'm gonna reach out to the marshals for clarification, because obviously, unless it's like an incident or something from like more than 30 days ago, or you know, someone like pled guilty, I don't necessarily want to mess with like potential other cases.
Dispatch
because
245, we're gonna need
with my luck, it'd be the one time I like pull from an evidence locker and then something goes to appeal and they're like, well, it shows here in evidence there's supposed to be 25, but there's only 24. What happened? So I'm gonna ask the marshals how they would prefer us to deal with this. So I can get an official
with that one,
answer.
I didn't really charge anything in regards to those bullets because there's not properly a charge for it.
Yeah, so we're in a very unique situation here because this gun was given to me as opposed to me seizing it. And I'm certain he swapped the guns and didn't give me the correct one. So it obviously doesn't have a mag. Typically when we arrest someone, they have not just the mag and the gun, but additional mags as well. So it's a non-issue. But because of this specific case, in your situation where it doesn't really tie to anything, yeah, I would agree. Like that's perfect. But then like the mag situation, I don't want to mess with it without clarifying with marshals because I want them to give me a solid answer as to how we should proceed with something that we can't source necessarily.
Yeah, because I was gonna suggest you if you needed like a mag, maybe the Hydra raid locker would have one. But yeah,
I ain't touching that with a 10-foot pole.
That's probably not one. Yeah, that's probably wise.
I'm gonna head over to the marshal's office and I'll ask them. And
okay,
I'll call you and let you know what they say. That way, if we run into this again.
Yeah, that would be useful. We should also maybe consider, like, for situations like these, build a locker or something with just magazines of it.
Yep,
not even bullets because bullets wear down, but at least magazines so we can utilize them.
I mean, hell, they may just tell me like, hey, if you find a case that's over 30 days old and isn't actively being appealed, you know, because just because it's over 30 days doesn't mean there isn't like an active case or like appeal or something. Then yeah, fair game to use it to assist. So who knows? That might happen. And if they don't have a recommendation, that's probably going to be my like, hey, can I do this? Once they clear that, it shouldn't be difficult to find considering. I'll just have to search for like, you know, makeshift mag or something like that, whatever it's called. And then it should be fairly easy to locate an incident over 30 days ago.
Yeah. I don't think that's the hard part. Well, if you need any help with that, let me know.
Will do. Thank you. I appreciate the help.
No problem. Bye-bye.
Have a good one. Bye. What did you just do? Hello, this is Deputy Rhodes, wishing to speak with the marshal. I'm in the drive-thru. Let's speak with Anna. No phone number. Hello?
Hi.
I was actually just about to 311 to see if I could get you to call me.
What happened?
Well, could well, for starters, I'd like to speak with y'all, but can I park this in the,
yes, you can, absolutely.
Because, like, this Lucas is, so I can't really park it next to us. Can I park it in the garage?
I'll open the gate for you.
Thank you.
No worries. I would just say go park it in, like, the underground section of it, so no one knows, like, it's there, because no one can actually lockpick it.
Perfect. Wait, to where?
Where do you want to go?
Oh, we can talk in the office. That's fine.
Do you not want to? Wait, you
I'll go
came
for a
here
ride.
to talk to me? Okay.
And did you
Come on,
man this?
Sparks.
You good? Okay.
You're coming with me, Sparks. I can't be left alone.
So
with them.
All right, good to know. I'm your chaperone.
So this conversation is about a sort of a bit of a unique situation, I would say.
Okay.
So earlier today, I witnessed a situation where a forehead, government name Aubrey Webster, all right, was he was driving a stolen car. Now, we're short on units, and you know, in the grand scheme of things, forehead is somebody who like is frequently at a disadvantage, just sort of intentionally. And I make it a point to not sort of misuse that in a way where it would never be sort of that courtesy would never be extended again. And what I mean by this is like many years ago, this man would invite me into his apartment and show me several firearms and ask me to pick one, you know, like, but the alternative of taking advantage and writing a warrant for the other two is that would never happen, right? So for the betterment of like, you know, the city and just not ever having those opportunities extended, I wouldn't write those search warrants. Now, call me a bad officer if that's what you'd like, but I know the overall good that would come of not taking advantage of that. Anyways, fast forward to today. I pull him over. He's driving a stolen car. I say, listen, y'all step out of the car, and you know, all is good. Y'all are free to go. So they do. They step out. They had called a friend or texted a friend and asked for pickup. A vehicle registered to Ming Jing Tai pulled up. Now this vehicle, at this point I'm kind of just busting their balls, has illegal window tint. And I tell the driver, hey, your window tint's illegal, just a heads up. And he's like, no, it's not. And I was like, yeah, it is. So he rolled all 4 of his windows down. Except the back window was still tinted and I could not see through it. So I informed him, to which he kicked out the back window. Now, in addition to that, now this V-Star is an atrocious example, but most vehicles have a quarter window on the back door or next to the back door that is okay. Which that was also tinted. So again, just busting their balls. I was like, hey, just a heads up, you know, it still doesn't qualify because that one's tinted. And not that it disqualifies them rolling the window down at all, but I was just busting their balls. Forehead gets out of the vehicle, takes his gun out with a silencer and fires into the window, removing it. Now again, as I said before, we're already low on numbers. Then the second person, who I believe to be Future Hendricks, steps out with what I believed was a class 2 but is a Glockatron, so I believe still qualifies under class 1. He shoots into the other side and strikes Forehead. Now here's, I think that goes to prove how dangerous tinted windows are. You have no idea what's on the other side. It was his friend. Okay, so now at this point, I know I can get Forehead to surrender the firearm, or a firearm, and again under the guise of like, you know, not taking advantage of Forehead, because then these opportunities would never be extended. To which he agrees. Right now, I know Future, absolutely not. That would never happen. But with Forehead, he agrees to get the gun and turn it in. Now, here's the thing. I get a makeshift 1911. And I know it wasn't a makeshift 1911. The gun he gave me, right, I went back, I collected casings, I got the vehicle fragments, because again, both shots went into that vehicle. The gun he gave me had no magazine, because this isn't a typical arrest, right? Like this is, and I made it very clear to him, if you give me a hot gun, I will have to push charges. Like, I made that very clear. There's no magazine, there's no ammo. I can't compare casings without either of those. The only way to potentially source either of those two things would be pulling from evidence, but I don't know the general consensus amongst doing so. I would argue that most people would say, well, as long as it's beyond the 30 days and there's no active case, it's probably okay. But also, like I still don't know how you know, marshals and DOJ would prefer us to do this, because I can't compare casings without a magazine and a bullet to fire with. But I also don't want to pull from another case and have, you know, just because something happened more than 30 days ago doesn't mean that from our position in the police department we can't be punished for misuse of evidence, right? So like,
yeah.
Exactly. So I'm trying my best to ensure that I'm falling within the because it's not a unique situation. 99% of the times we get these guns, they are from people who planned on using them at some point and have magazines and ammo. So I don't know what to do here.
No, that's a very interesting point that you brought up, because a gun itself is incomplete. So what is to, since you didn't do like a, you know, like it was not a conventional policing, I would say.
Correct.
Right? You took the gun is incomplete. The gun is thus can be deemed unfunctional. So how can you make it functional within the bounds and the reasons?
Right.
Now,
it's not like I can just go to an ammunition and get like a magazine and some ammo for this specifically.
Unless you can source a magazine and a bullet that is not in an evidence already.
So I have Harper found an evidence locker in which they indicated that there was no arrest associated. So it wasn't tied to anything necessarily, but it was just the ammo. There's 25 bullets, but I still don't have a magazine. So I'm still like, I don't know what to do.
I think it's safe to say if there is a case, because again, we also have to worry about that the SLL starts from the discovery, right? Even though you have a gun, and if let's say that gun happens to have a murder on it, the previous guns that are in there, right? It's a very broad, like, cannot happen kind of example, but you never know. If it does happen, then what?
Yeah, exactly. What if the reality is, if I shove this in a locker and I write a report, if there's a body on this, we're never gonna know until I fucking shoot this gun.
That is true. Let me bring this up to Daisy and a member of the judges, so what they could see or what they're expecting it to happen, because again, it is evidence mishandling if you do happen to take anything from the evidence without stating or having a permission, right? Because let's say if the case goes up on the docket, then we have to announce it to the judiciary that, hey, such things were taken out.
Yeah, not only that, like, I feel like most people will be like, oh, well, if it's over 30 days, you're fine. But then I thought to myself, there could be a pending case from well over 2 months ago. Like,
that's true.
On the docket, and I wouldn't know, right? Like, then I'm shafted. Like, and it was never my intent. Like, there was no malicious intent, but it doesn't change the fact that evidence was messed with before the full conclusion of a case. And then I ain't trying to deal with that. Who got time for that?
I think the good thing would be to refer it to DOJ, and if the DOJ can allow you to use such thing from an evidence locker, I think it should be fine. As long as the judiciary is okay with it, then I don't see any issue with it. But then, yeah, I think it's just asking. I'll bring it up to Daisy and Angel too, because she's mainly dealing with marshals, right? So she would have the best answer, I would say.
The only thing I could possibly think of is, and obviously this is, you know, out of y'all's control, but maybe even a suggestion to sort of put forth is the state providing us a machine of sorts, you know, similar to either the fingerprinting one, alternatively the one that we already have to check the serial of a firearm where it was purchased, where you know, we can put in a weapon of choice and have it, you know, sort of fire internally within that, and then be provided both a casing and projectile without us having to specifically identify or not identify, but specifically source an illegal, not technically illegal magazine and ammo, but like we can't really source some of these things from, you know, your run-of-the-mill ammunition.
Not possible unless we go in those places to source it.
The only way that you would do that is like create a specific master report that would have the magazine and some ammunition for each gun type that is found on the streets, and then is used specifically for identifying evidence for striations on guns.
the only problem with that is that ammunition and whatnot will also go bad. So it's like you're. And here's the thing: I would firmly believe that this situation is a tiny minority of the weapons that we receive, because typically we're not getting a firearm with no magazine and no ammo in it. But even if, here's the other tricky part: if we get a magazine, can we even unload those mags?
I don't see why not, when all the magazines and bullets in town that we do receive are all, let's say, they're all at a standard. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Like your Glock magazines and my Glock magazines are same. It's when you fire a bullet when it's registered, correct?
Correct. But I think my question is more in line with for the, let's say hypothetically there was a magazine with 11 bullets, right? We don't necessarily have the means to take the bullets out, but we can fire one and replace one, right? The issue comes into play here where if it were taken to court, they're going to be like, so are all 11 of those bullets the original 11? You know what I mean? Like, it's a nuance. It's a nuance thing, but like, still, listen, I'm not a liar. I in that situation, I would not be able to say those 11 are the same 11.
I mean, yeah, I agree with you actually, because it's a nuanced kind of argument then.
Which is why I think this becomes a little problematic, where we have to sort of like share pieces of evidence to utilize to generate other evidence.
I don't think it's problematic. You just need to be able to document everything and ensure that if that were to ever go to court, like for example, as long as the report's not FOIA'd, you could easily state with permission from command at the top of the report, used X item for evidence in this report for confirmation of whatever is signed off by X, signed off by Y, and it should be sufficient for anyone's use. Ow.
Sorry,
yeah, that's
the
true.
card in turn.
I agree. I don't want, like, I don't know. The last thing I want is to do something. Yeah, pretty much.
I think there can always be special cases though. Like if you because again, you're not really doing your due diligence if you're just leaving the gun in there and there's no magazine in it.
Yeah.
And you have to run the gun somehow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because technically you should be able to run a gun without even the magazines. But again, wait, can you do that? I don't know.
I don't believe so.
I mean, in a more traditional setting, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so we don't have those tools, right? So the only tool we have is to actively do a ballistic test by using the gun itself. So in that terms, I don't think we should have a problem.
You know, I feel like I'm overcomplicating this. I feel like I could just ask Forehead if he's willing to sell me a magazine. And the reality is he probably would. That's the crazy part. He probably would.
You could probably say, hey, you didn't give me a gun with a magazine in it. Where the magazine at, bro? He'll probably give it to you.
To try to elaborate.
To borrow it.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. Well, I mean, the ammo in mag isn't illegal, so like, I don't think it is at least. Like, to try to put this further into perspective regarding, like, you know, this relationship that I try not to take advantage of. Many years ago, that man sold me an RPG for 15 grand. Now, what are you gonna do? Geez. Are you gonna spend 15 grand to get an RPG off the streets, or you're gonna pretend like it doesn't exist until someone fucking blows up? You know what I mean? Like, I know which of the two I'm picking.
15 grand? I mean, again,
it's not like they were asking for some crazy amount of money.
That's true. Like, you can buy it, and then you can do ballistic tests on it and see if it's actually fucking used somewhere. And then
Girl, I know I'm doing ballistic tests with an RPG.
Sanding glass like a portion of sanding.
What am I gonna check the demolition pattern of the building I blew?
Yeah. Fucking break down the building with your fucking RPG and see how it'll break down.
But yeah, it's
Daisy's around. Do you want to speak to her?
Oh yes.
You know, I'm so glad you're having a chat with me about the evidence mishandling, something that we're currently working on. We have to denounce it to the court if it the evidence is actually okay to use. I
Oh.
can't disclose more. I can't disclose more, but I wish people would have asked before taking things out. Actually, hypothetically, something happened. Hypothetically. They called hypothetically gang members. Hypothetically, pulled out the guns from the evidence from the hypothetical situation, and then they showed it to the hypothetical gang members to see what the weapons are. Hypothetically, I believe hypothetically, those guns are not evidence mishandling cases.
Was it a means of like bragging? Or was it actually for the sake of identifying something?
Two conflicting parts of information: bragging, and to determine the guns, something like that.
I think if it was in a safe, secure setting, utilizing it as a means of identification and like whether or not something is like commonplace and we just don't have that information, I think that's appropriate. For the sake of like bragging and like you know, like, oh, we got these guns now, like, no. That's not like that's
now. What if I
misuse,
tell
in my
you
opinion.
hypothetically there is no documentation or trail for it?
Well, okay. Sometimes I think there's like an unnecessary like I don't necessarily think some things need to be documented. Like if I want to pull out a piece of evidence from an evidence locker to compare it to something else that I have, like I don't think I need to be like, on this date at this time I pulled this out to compare it to this, right? Like there's already enough fucking documentation that we have to do, in which 95% of it never gets looked at again beyond the first 48 hours, while already being understaffed enough to where we can't respond to all calls. Like it's sort of an unnecessary step. So now in saying that, I do believe that officers should be able to justify that should they get approached with a, hey, you know, we know that this occurred, can you explain why, and then utilize that reasoning to determine whether or not it was legitimate.
True.
Because there ain't no way we trying to connect all the dots of every fucking thing. I think in a perfect world, sure, but like, girl, PD been down bad for we approaching a year at this point.
Well, that's the
10
thing.
months.
I feel like these are something which should be so basic that I don't think we should even be questioning about it. But we do see that happening on a daily basis. So like, what the fuck are we supposed to do? You know, at some point you gotta put your foot down and be like, hey, just do the things properly.
Yeah, I don't know. It sort of goes back to, would you believe me if I told you in the past 10 months I've written a single arrest warrant? And let me explain why. Again, being short-staffed, especially shift 3, what am I to do when I'm about to write an arrest warrant and another stabbing occurs right in front of me? What takes priority? The stabbing that occurred before, or the stabbing that's happening in front of me, or the stabbing that's going to happen 3 minutes later? How can I write that first one? Because at the end of the fucking day, I'd have 30 arrest warrants to write. And I'm sorry, but we don't even have the units to deal with what's in front of us. How can we add on searching for 30 additional people a day with just me writing an arrest warrant? It's not practical, right? Which, you know, for me, it's about picking and choosing your battles. Like, I didn't even get backup on my traffic stop in which Forehead and Future pulled their guns and shot into the windows. And guess what? I didn't pursue, because what am I to do? A car with 3 people, 2 of which have guns. What am I gonna do?
You can do much.
Exactly. So again, it sort of like circles back to also hi. It circles back to the whole thing that I brought up before regarding, you know, picking and choosing your battles and like not taking advantage of everything you absolutely can just for the sake of doing it, because then you're not going to be extended those courtesies. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I has question.
Okay, I'm hopefully has answer.
Okay, so I'm gonna TLDR it, but I was in a traffic stop, stolen car, Future and Forehead. Forehead confirmed driver, no mask, Future masked, whatever. I say, listen, y'all get out of the car, y'all are free to go. I'll take care of the vehicle, you know, it is what it is. So they do so. They then get picked up by fugitive registered to Ming Jing Tai. You know, also a member of the Besties. And the window tint of said vehicle is illegal. So I'm busting their balls, as I typically do with the Besties. You know, they're fairly good sports about it. So I tell them, you know, hey, those window tints are illegal. He goes, no, they're not. I'll roll the windows down. So he rolls all 4 windows down. Well, actually, he did that later, but eventually they all go down. And I was like, oh, well, the rear window as well is also tinted. Can't see through that. He's like, oh, I'll take care of it. He jumps on the back. He kicks it until there's a hole in the back window, okay? Now, none of this changes the fact that it was illegally tinted. But again, just busting their balls. So, you know the little window that's like behind the, like on the C-pillar, essentially.
Yeah, on the C-pillar. Yeah.
Yep. The small one, sometimes it's attached to the door, sometimes it's not. Well, that was still there. So again, busting their balls is like, oh, you know, that one still is illegally tinted. And so Forehead goes, oh, I'll take care of it. He gets out, he pulls out his gun, which had a silencer, and shot it. Now, seconds after that, Future, or who I believe to be Future, gets out the other side with the Glockatron and shoots that side, but also shoots Forehead in the process on accident. Now, this obviously demonstrates the safety concerns with the legal window tint. But that's not what I'm here about. So the long story short here is that you know my relationship with Forehead, and how, you know, oftentimes he does things without a mask, and you know, he'll work with the police department in certain cases. For example, years ago, he used to bring me to his apartment and show me 3 different guns and tell me to pick one, you know? And I wouldn't write a search warrant for the others, because then that courtesy would never be extended. And for the betterment of the city and getting guns off the street, it was better if we didn't, you know, take advantage of that, right?
Yeah.
So I call him up and I say, listen, you know, I won't write a warrant, but you gotta hand me that gun. And he goes, okay, yeah, I'll give you the gun. And it's clear at this point that he's gonna swap the gun, because he's like, yeah, I just got to go get it. Meanwhile, I saw him run out of the hospital after having been shot, so I know that gun didn't go anywhere. So then he calls me, lets me know he's ready, and then they're robbing a 24/7. I go to the 24/7. He hands me a makeshift 1911. No magazine, no ammo, no nothing. No silencer, correct. Now, I don't even care about the silencer, because I firmly believe he'll get caught with it at some other point. Not a big deal, right? The concerning part is, I threw in a caveat, and I made it clear, like, if there's a body on this gun, or if it's a hot gun, I can't look past that. Like, that's my concession here. I'll seize the gun, but if there's anything else further with this gun, I would have to write a warrant. Again, made that clear. Thing is, I can't run a ballistics test on this gun. I don't have a casing for this gun, and I don't have ammo.
No magazines.
Correct. And I don't want to all willy-nilly pull from a prior case and then, you know, be accused of, like, the mishandling of evidence or anything of that sort. Yeah. So I'm trying to find the best course of action here, because I don't know what that is. There could be a body on this gun, and I would never know unless I shoot it.
Yeah.
It's a tricky one.
Because my view of it would be, if you find a prior case that has a makeshift 1911 and magazines and ammo, to basically make like a chain of custody report, and just be like, due to whatever gun that you got from Forehead not having an ammo, or not having magazines and ammo in whatever incident, you found magazines and ammo in this other incident, removed a magazine and ammo to fire the gun, and then replace it.
Wait, I have an idea. What if... Now listen, I'm willing to go down for the cause, okay?
Mm-hmm.
What if we can get this, like, codified in the sense of, like, what if I do that? I pull from, let's say, something that happened 3 months ago, far outside of statute. and you guys argue that it's the mishandling of evidence, and you throw it into a fucking